guys, I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber Foster Jean Cosplay, and today we are back again guys with The Lost Kingdom, episode 6, season 2.
Almost over with season 2. I thought for sure we were in like episode 3 or something. I forgot the first half because of the jump in time. But yeah, season 2, episode 6.
Yep.
So last episode, we did a jump in time, like 3 years.
Yep.
And Uthred has an estate. It looks better than it did in the season 1.
Sure, it looks better.
Yeah, his marriage is doing great. He's got kids.
Yeah.
He's got a boy and a baby daughter.
Mm-hmm.
He's got, well, he's been following Alfred's rules as much as possible for Uthred. But then, like, they've been attacked by Vikings who are raiding, so he's been trying to defend Wessex as best as he can. He's also heard a rumor from Athelred, Jesus, about a dead man
Rising.
speaking prophecies.
Yeah.
So a guy called Bjorn comes out of his tomb to tell people what's gonna happen, and he told Athelred he was gonna be king, so I knew right away not to trust that man.
Well, it did say that Uthred will be king of all Northumbria
Of Mercia.
Of Mercia, sorry.
Yeah.
Of Mercia.
The brothers are also around. They're attacking London right now. They said something about a plan. I don't know if this is the plan, because they knew about Bjorn also, and they wanted Uthred to go over there, so this could be the plan they talked about. And, but yeah, Uthred went there. He heard a prophecy. He doesn't really believe it, but it's kind of scary that other people believe it that much. Now we have one of our men, Sithric, I can't pronounce anything today. Sithric, who saw Bjorn come out of his tomb later on to breathe in some air.
So there's a scam.
Yes, so we know about this. Hopefully we can relay the message, and we'll see what Uthred does about this, because Alfred knows we went there, and he's not happy.
No.
Trust in your
he's not
man.
happy.
Trust in your man, Alfred. Maybe he went there to be your eyes, which technically it's kind of what he did, but yeah, he just does things without asking you first. That's the problem, not the fact that he went, you know? But yeah, this is pretty much where we left last episode. I say we jump right away into episode 6. Like I said, we're really close to the finale of season 2, so I wonder where this is gonna go.
Alright.
I'm a bit afraid.
But then you guys gonna wed her sister too.
Yes, it's true. Yeah, we're gonna have a wedding, and Bioka is gonna marry, what's her name? Tura? Yeah, there you go. So I'm happy for her because she seems to be doing much better.
I'm happy for him.
Yeah. I'm happy for him as well, but mostly for her because she was doing bad, you know. Okay, so let's jump in this episode, see what they have in store for us. Don't forget to subscribe, guys, if you want to know when these episodes come out, and check out our Patreon for the full reactions.
Alright, so let's watch it.
Been thinking about the man in the grave, Bjorn.
Richard, no.
You would not like to be a queen?
Of Bavonberg, yes.
Listen to her.
Who is it?
It's Athelred, Lord of Mercia.
Word has been that you were missing. The king asks questions about your loyalty.
That's his way.
He tells me that you've been associated
Oh, that's the
with
usual between us
the
two.
Danes.
Yeah.
Richard, we are needed elsewhere.
Is he required between your legs, my dear?
Oh boy, I'm loving him less and less. And he doesn't like him either.
At ease, men.
He's not yet married. Just saying.
But take your nose. I think I might.
Richard, we are needed.
He thinks he's so high and mighty and he can say whatever he wants because he's to marry the princess.
We're almost.
And apparently he's important in Mercia.
Say is true.
He's a jerk.
You behave as if you were still at your mother's tit.
I think he still is.
You will learn respect one day, I'm sure.
I'll show you.
Lord, it is over, is it not?
It is.
He's been handed everything, this guy. I don't like him.
That's a warning.
I have his balls. You don't know it, but we're close like that.
What the fuck? And I'm pretty sure you don't have Alfred's anything. He's having you marry his daughter out of necessity. It's nothing
I
more.
want him dead.
The king or Uthred?
Uthred.
Which one?
I'm sure Alfred would prefer him dead at times, but he knows his value.
He's nothing but a heathen.
Uthred kills Danes.
He saves the life of children and mice, no doubt.
Well, sort of.
Even my wife-to-be sings his praises.
With reason.
Are you jealous?
Leave us. Our hope lies in Daneland. With luck, the unrest will grow. Peace is not in their nature.
You wish for war, Old Helm?
What I wish is for Athelred to be crowned king of Mercia, and then of Wessex.
Don't go there. Don't go there. I think they have a thing going. For sure.
It is Alfred we want dead.
I would not be
For that to
surprised.
happen sooner, we will require war.
How do we look?
As royalty. Athelred is a fortunate young woman.
For sure they have a thing. I'm telling you. And I mean, now we kind of have proof that we never really trusted the guy, but we have absolute proof that he's kind of planning on treason eventually. So
We need to be cautious then. I love her dress. For that time, the dress is really simple.
I love that
She's so
the
beautiful.
music they kind of did too.
She's too good for him.
Sure.
Yeah, she is.
Did Citric witness something at the graveside? Citric saw nothing.
Lord God in your heaven, we are humbly gathered before you on this day of thanks and celebration.
We just gave him an advantage.
Lord?
You were seen,
Seen where, Lord?
leaving Winchester,
You want to address this here?
leaving Wessex,
No,
entering
it's not
Saxon
really the
Mercia,
time,
crossing
right?
Watling Street.
Going into Daneland, Uthred. I'm sure you have an explanation.
I trust we will hear the truth of it.
What business do you have in Daneland?
King's business. Be happy for me to speak in this company.
Freely, why not?
London has been taken by the Northmen, Siegfried and Eric.
See, we're relaying information.
My lips not.
They will choke the river.
They will, Lord.
You have still not explained why you crossed the street into Daneland.
I can never remember your name.
You don't matter.
I'm commander of Lord Ethelred's household guard.
You will answer, Uthred.
I was invited to Daneland, lady, to Paddington. And there I was asked to join with Siegfried and Eric. I was offered the kingdom of Mercia.
Ha!
And your response?
He is here, is he not?
Thank
Say
you.
that is response enough.
I'm glad we have allies.
I did not see you at the church.
She's so fond of us.
I was there, lady, of course I was. And may I say how beautiful you are today.
Thank you.
Right in his face.
Discussing a matter of importance.
Oh, shut up.
Let her speak.
So are the Northmen intending to remain in London, or are they waiting for ransom?
She's been learning
Fair
from her
question.
father.
Besides, Utrecht's loyalty
She's
is
not
just a
dumb.
question. We shall offer negotiations. Quite right.
For her sake, I hope nothing happens.
Please.
It's not your place to involve yourself in a conversation that became an informal Witten.
I think Alfred taught her so she would never be silent
Lord,
in
don't
those
take
matters.
interest.
Literally like her
My
mom.
father has always
I'm
encouraged
no
it.
longer the king's daughter.
Oh my gosh.
You are my wife.
And you know what's worse? That will be normal because in those times, once you're married, your husband decide.
I would speak with the king often.
You're of Mercia now.
Oh, fuck
You
off.
are my queen.
Do you think you're a king?
Be
Girl,
careful.
be careful.
I do not like your tone nor accusation.
Dude, calm down,
This,
please.
this isn't your
What I would
father.
like is you on your belly. Your husband wishes to ride you. What's this? Disobedience?
Fuck off. Fuck off.
It's
We need to kill him.
confusion, Lord.
Or should I hand you back to Wessex? Unused but tarnished.
You wouldn't dare.
She's so sweet.
Shall see.
Lord.
I love you and Ray, but this time I don't like your character, man. I really love him as Francis, not as this one. Fuck.
The worst is like, if
Just
we,
for your sake, I'm gonna pray that Alfred does not find out about this because you are dead.
Yeah, but you can't just do. You can't do much though. Like you'd have to think about this.
Do something.
But that's the thing. There are laws. Alfred keeps bashing Uthred over the head because of this. Laws to follow, protocol. no matter what he learns about Athelred, he can't just kill him.
Not yet.
You know these streets so well.
But then the slip of the sword during a war, you know.
Accident can happen so easily sometimes.
When you were a Dane.
Felix says they have up to 1,000 men, Lord.
We can muster 3 times that number, Lord, easily.
London is not a field. It won't be a simple question of
Of course
numbers.
it is a question of numbers. It'll be a siege.
I will not lose men for the sake of too little thought. There must be a clear plan.
Fucking listen to him.
Let us hear this clear plan.
This kid has never been to war, I think.
Attacking from land,
Yes, from land.
not the river.
No, Lord.
The river is worth considering, Lord. It would be counter to their thinking. There is a gate close to the river.
Yes, Lord, it's called Ludgate.
Silent oars, the cover of darkness, the advantage of surprise.
The river runs fast at Ludgate, making it impossible to land men safely. But if the Lord of Mercia believes that men sinking to the bottom of the river is an advantage, then let him attack.
Uthred, your advice may well be sound, but how am I to trust it?
Cause he's a fucking warrior and he's fought for you
Why
before.
do the brothers call you the next Lord of Mercia?
They call me the next king of Mercia, Lord.
Why?
He told you! Don't be mad
He
at
didn't
him!
talk about the dead man rising.
Wait, did he not?
Nope.
What's
He just
been
said that
said?
they
Which
offered him
what's
to be
been
king of
agreed?
Mercia.
Nothing has been agreed.
How am I to trust you?
Lord, I'm weary of this.
You are weary of this. You say you are sworn, yet you behave like a spy. You float into Daneland and back again. You tell half-truths, keep secrets, and you refuse to accept the existence of the one true God.
Oh, that's-
You serve your king reluctantly.
But I serve, Lord.
I do not know you.
Road trip, man. And the worst is, like, he has a point.
I do not understand you,
You do.
and I will never understand you. That is a fact and one of increasing concern.
But you're the one who forced us to fight for you again.
Yes, my enemies now call you king.
And they called you a weasel, Lord. Neither is true.
Oh, that's... yeah.
Impossible.
Can we talk, like, alone somewhere, men? Spend an afternoon together, drink a little bit. You need to calm down.
We must devise a plan of attack. Uthred, you will leave us.
Fuck off.
Oh, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose.
Don't you learn from your mistake?
You're sending away your best fucking warrior who's won you wars before, and you're keeping this guy who literally came up with every possible plan that went against Uthred, just
Every
for the
possible
sake,
plan that will just fail.
you know, just for the sake of being, you know, a brat.
Lord, with the greatest respect, the
Who are you again?
insolence we have witnessed
Yeah,
cannot go
exactly.
unpunished.
With the greatest respect, it is not your business, it is the business of Wessex.
Uthred is to return to Cook.
Lord, we are on the cusp of war.
Uthred is to return to Cook.
You're gonna lose, man.
Then I will...
This is the biggest mistake that you can make right now.
But like Alfred is I am a bit afraid that Alfred is sending everyone he should trust away and ending up being alone with those people he should not trust.
Lord,
That's dangerous.
do you trust the alderman Uthred? With my life, Lord.
You should trust that.
And again, because he fought with us, he was meant to spy on us, but we gained people's respect. How many fucking times does he have to prove himself? Although I admit, everything he's been doing, everything Alfred said was true. He's not helping this case.
He's not telling everything that he went through. He should have. He should have.
You accept that I am in charge of all men.
It's the king's wish.
It is. You were with us.
Why would I not be? I am an alderman of Wessex.
Alfred has decided to give you this one last chance.
Oh.
Do you have a plan?
Yes.
Is it
It's
still
not
the
too dissimilar
river?
from your plan. You will
course.
attack the north gate with your own men. Once the assault is underway, I shall attack from the marshes with the main army.
You undermine him to his face, and then when he's gone, you steal his plans. Of course we'll trust you.
Every man at my
I
disposal.
don't think we see the fight today, though. Unless they rush this. Like, we rushed this so fast.
Any idea what's happening?
None.
It's a plan.
Athelred! Uthred? We've seen not a single man. Same.
Are they underneath?
Then they have fled.
No.
It is our numbers, Lord. They fear our numbers.
No. I think they are underground tunnels in London. I think.
Fear us.
I mean, I think I've been under London in Valhalla, Viking, in
The formation.
Assassin's Creed. Oh.
It's a signal that can be seen from a mile or more.
This is dangerous.
Athelred! Athelred! The camp!
Oh shit. This is season 1 of once, all over again. Fucking run.
Death is coming.
That's fucking why you should not bring women here. At least not those who don't want to fight, you know. This is so erratic. I mean, the cameraman was knocked out. And he died. He just died. It's interesting how they filmed this.
Yeah.
Hey, come on, girls, you gotta survive this. It's hard to see anything, but I really love how they did this. It's like we're literally following them like this.
Please escape. Don't
Yeah,
get
I
caught.
think. Girl. Ah, shit.
Oh shit. No.
Would they kill her or capture her only? Because they kind of.
They can use them for ransom, but
If
they
they
can
know
do...
who she is. If they know who she is, in that moment, I'm not sure they know. If they know who she is, I don't think they'll kill her because she is both Alfred's daughter and Athelred's wife.
Yeah.
She has a lot of power being herself, so
Yeah.
I'm a bit afraid for the other two. I don't think we're ready to lose any of them.
Oh, God.
So you should always they left a few men, but this is this
were
is twice
drunk and
now.
asleep.
Well, this is twice now that the camp has been attacked, sort of. And we've done this before as well, attack the camp when they don't expect it. I would always keep that in mind as a possibility.
Keep people on alert at camp, please.
Unfortunately, you kind of need a camp, because you can't just walk for days and then attack right away. You need to settle close by,
you can't.
and you need to leave supplies and stuff like that behind. So in that case, you also need to leave people behind. Bringing in your wives and stuff for morale, part of the way, maybe. Literally in the camp next to the place they're attacking, that's just fucking dumb. That's how we lost our girl last season, Isolde. That's how we lost Isolde. That's how we got Hild, though. Hild was born in that moment. So at least. But now we might lose her because of this.
We might lose Tura, we might lose Athelred, the Seven Girl, and anybody. The worst is they were sleeping. The men were sleeping, they were drunk, not ready to defend the camp.
They did not expect it.
They should have expected.
Some of them
That's
were around,
their
but...
job to protect the camp and those
I
stay
know.
at camp.
We'll see. I don't think Athelred. What's her name again?
Athelred?
I keep forgetting how it ends.
There's an F at
Anyway,
Athelred.
I don't think she's gonna die, but I don't know what's gonna happen.
She's gonna suffer even worse.
Yeah, probably. She's very strong. We'll talk about her first then, because I think we're right there.
First of all, I hate those times when you should listen to your husband. I really hate those times.
How your purity can be used against you in a marriage, but then the man's purity is not even addressed, because, how can you really address it? You know? And then if the woman is not pure, that's reason enough to push her away, do anything to her, or, ask for divorce and throw her away and, spread rumors, but the men can do whatever they want. That's always been but that's a sexist way of things from back then, And we're seeing it here through that marriage, but I mean, he's a piece of shit.
He's
For
worse.
sure
He's not even worth to be a piece of shit. He's worse than that.
For sure he's got a thing going with his advisor. Just saying. But we never really liked him. Alfred never really liked him. And now we kind of know that he's got, like, basically everything Alfred has been saying about Uthred, he could say about Athelred. He's got ambition, and that's dangerous. The only thing I will say is I don't think Alfred ever trusted him, but now he did give him a strong advantage through his wife.
Yeah.
And considering now he's got lots of doubts when it comes to Uthred and you know, who he should ally himself with, it's getting dangerous because he's basically leaving himself surrounded by people he really can't trust. And we know that, but he doesn't.
The thing is the fact that he cannot accept that Uthred is a heathen.
Yeah, but we'll keep that for...
He's got Dane's ways.
We'll keep that for when we talk about them, because
Okay,
now
let's
we're
keep
talking
with
about
the
the wedding.
daughter then. Okay. But,
So...
okay. First of all, I said it before, but I understand what she's trying to do. She's trying to be... to doing her duty to her... Well, trying to do her duty to her husband.
But she's got a
to
point.
her father and to her kingdom.
She's got a point. If she says anything, and God forbid... Well, not God forbid, but if Alfred does anything, like I said, he can't just annul the marriage. He can't just do what he wants to Athelred because he represents Mercia. And he's not just one man. He is the whole kingdom of Mercia. So it's the act of, you know, Wessex, because Alfred represents Wessex, against Mercia. We're having, like, now we kind of have an alliance. Like, they're helping each other, fighting, you know, we have an alliance through marriage. And there's so much to do in Mercia. And for Alfred's dream, we gotta, you know, think about this. But people in Mercia, according to, you know, Alfred's daughter, some of them are not happy about Alfred being in charge because it does, you know, he's the king. There's a king in charge in Wessex. I don't think there's a king in charge in Mercia. So there you go.
Not yet.
Yeah, but, you know, he's, the way Alfred is trying to do things, he wants to expand Wessex and rule over, you know, Mercia as well. I mean, through ties and deals and stuff, he is doing just that, and people are not necessarily happy. So if he insults them by doing anything when it comes to the marriage, it's not going to turn out well. It could be a war, you know, it could turn out in, you know, having more enemies fighting you, and you kind of don't need that. So I get why she's doing this. She's not saying anything because she's seeing it as, it's my duty to take, and if I say anything, I'm putting this on his shoulders, and he can't afford to do anything.
Yeah,
you know?
but unfortunately, accepting that and living with that, which just means that she's gonna live in hell.
But it's not okay. But it's not just about that.
I know.
That's why it's not a good situation. But there's not much we can do about this.
That's why we need to pray for an accident and battle.
I mean, considering how stupid he
sword,
is.
please.
Considering how stupid he is on the battlefield, I would not be surprised if anything happened.
You said, and I kind of agree with you that I don't think that he's ever been in a war before and a huge battle.
He thinks of himself as so good and above others, and he hates Uthred. He hates Uthred, I think, because Uthred represents everything he wants to be. You know,
good looking, good in battle, good at marriage,
and he's got, you know,
and he's got Alfred.
He's got Alfred on his side, and his wife literally has a crush on Uthred. It's becoming more and more evident. And
everybody has a crush on Uthred.
And like that's the thing. When Uthred is around, there's not many people who actually give him their support. But when he's gone, there are still people that speak for him. And
their
defend
sisters
him.
Because Uthred proved his worth.
Yes, he's got the people's trust because he fought with them. We talked about this in season 1. Alfred has been through this as well. Like, you can't commend people who you don't connect with, you know? If you just tell them, oh, it's for God, and they don't give a shit about God, then they're not gonna follow you wholeheartedly.
And yet he's still doing the same mistake of not trusting.
Not necessarily. Well, that doesn't have anything with Uthred though.
I understand.
It's how he commands people. You know, that changed in season 1. We haven't seen him fight in season 2, so we don't know about that.
Yeah, true.
But that changed for Alfred, and I think Athelred wants to be, you know, the man in charge who will do, you know, he wants everything. He wants the power. But he's looking at Uthred, who kind of, he seems to be getting it without actually working for it, you know. He's got the women's love. He's got people, you know, around him that are loyal and they trust him. He's fought in battles, so he's got a pedigree when it comes to, you know, proving his worth. So he's done enough. But and then like this is a typical behavior for people back then. You know, you're jealous of a guy, and I say back then, but it's still the same today for sure. There's a guy who does stuff, and you're jealous of that guy instead of trying to do better. You know, it's a competition.
You're trying to diminish him.
Yeah, instead of, you know, trying to do your own accomplishments and, you know, becoming a good man that's worthy of everyone's respect like he is in your own way, you're basically trying to destroy him instead. But you're not doing anything about yourself because he can't look at his own fucking, you know...
Well, this is only proof that Athelred is insecure. He has low self-esteem.
No, I think he's got too much ego. That's not the same.
No,
too little self-esteem could lead to that. But in his case, I think he was handed everything. He was born in royalty. He was told he was important, good-looking, rich, and now he's important for the alliance between Mercia and Wessex. He thinks of himself as the guy. And then he's realizing that he's not the guy, so his ego is fighting out, is you know, waking up and wrecking havoc a little bit. He's a child. He's throwing a tantrum. It shows when you know, we're talking about the plan to attack London, and you got again Uthred coming in with his plans and his ideas, which are really good, and he knows the city because he's been there before. And he's coming up with great ideas. And Athelred on the side is just saying anything. He's not even thinking about this. He's just saying anything to undermine him. Everything he said went against what Uthred said. But then later on, when Uthred left, he kind of took Uthred's plans, and he did that in London as well. When he was like, oh, I know nothing about the city and stuff, and he's kind of fighting Uthred on the way. But as soon as they get in front of the brothers, he doesn't listen to Uthred. He talks when Uthred told him not to, and he's taking what Uthred said to make himself appear like, oh, he's come prepared and stuff.
Which is just a shitty attitude.
It's a child's attitude. It's
He's a big bully.
And I think, you know, you got his wife who represents a form of intelligence and a form of authority in her own way, because she was raised by her father and he taught her how to speak for herself, come up with ideas. You know, she knows what she's talking about. He tried to shut her up during the dinner, but the fact that she basically caught up with, she managed to keep up with everything they were talking about easily. And she was basically giving, you know, her opinion. That scared him. He doesn't want someone who can match his intelligence or surpass it.
What intelligence?
Well, I mean, he's not dumb either,
No.
but...
Well, I did say at the beginning that I've been thinking that maybe the commander is the brain in the team, because Athelred does not really think about what
he comes up with the plans.
He comes up with plans, but he doesn't really think about them.
No, the
never mind.
brain
Well,
guy.
Athelred doesn't come...
Who says he's beautiful.
He doesn't come up with really thought plans, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He's just doing what he's thinking that he should.
He reminds me a bit of Uthred in season 1, actually. He's
Acting-
not really thinking about...
Acting and not thinking before?
Acting out, you know, like I said, saying anything sometimes, you know, without really thinking about the consequences, which brings me to Uthred, because he's definitely changed from the first season. His time in slavery has calmed him down, you know? And when it comes to Alfred, I can't see why he would start despising him more and more, because Alfred keeps pushing him away, you know? He's asking him to fight for him, which is fine, we're doing it. But then, how, like you said, how can we fight for a guy who doesn't trust him, you know? Or doesn't trust us? You can't.
You can't.
It's like constantly fighting to prove yourself. At one point, it gets tiring, but he still does it. He doesn't, you know, get angry as quickly. He doesn't lash out. If he disagrees to something Alfred says, he won't, you know, throw a tantrum or you know, basically leave Wessex and start rampaging somewhere else like he did in season 1. He will begrudgingly, of course,
Yeah.
but he will follow the orders. He will show up to London and follow Ethelred's, command. So I really like to see this change in him. Change which, who Alfred is not noticing apparently. But I can also understand why Alfred is not capable of trusting Uthred. The fact that his halls still look like a Viking's hall, the fact that, he acts like his own men when in fact, what Alfred wants is followers. Which I get because he's a king. When you're a king, you can't really accept, you can't really allow people to be their own person and do everything, anything they want for their own gain, because that goes against being a king and ruling, If anyone can do whatever they want, who's to say that someone is not going to eventually betray him? It's the fear of not doing, the right thing. It's the fear of eventually losing everything if he made the wrong choice. And Uthred being a Viking, it's the law of everyone votes for what they want. It's a community, there is a guy that leads them, but I think everyone is free to make their own decisions. And if they want to say something, they say it, it's more free when it comes to the rule. And he's not, I don't think he's ever going to accept Alfred as his ruler, let's say. Like, he won't blindly follow Alfred. He will always be his own man, and he will do what he thinks is right.
I think that maybe he might, if Alfred can prove to him that he's worth being his ruler.
No, but he accepts him as a king.
Yeah, but not his king, because Alfred doesn't make any effort to be the king that he needs.
Well, I think their ideals are always going to be different in that way, which is a thing that Alfred needs to realize. And I think his wife said it best, which is weird because I never agree with her, but Alfred is always going to be a Christian Saxon, and Uthred, unfortunately, is always going to be a Dane, following his own gods. That's in them, as long as that's what they need. I said it before, I said it in Vikings. You should follow the religion or the gods or whatever that fits best for you. Uthred is fine with his gods. He's not questioning anything. He's doing great. And Alfred, even though he is questioning sometimes, he's a very devout man. He follows his God. That's never going to change, but that doesn't mean you can't make friends, And he keeps talking about wanting to create an England, basically a place where Danes and Saxons can live together. But then he goes against his own word and his own plan by saying he wants to convert people. So basically you don't want Danes and Saxons together. You want to convert Danes into Saxons. You want Danes to follow your God. That's not, living together. That's forcing them to live with you. So that's one of the problems. But this problem, I think it's just Alfred needs to realize that, Uthred being a Dane doesn't make him not trustworthy, untrustworthy.
Yeah. Sorry.
So, but that's his prejudices, and that's it's a story as old as time. In Vikings, it's always going to be there. It's the fight between a Christian and a Viking. That's another story for another time. As for the following the rules and everything, yes, it's true. Uthred kind of acts like a spy, but that's because he is his own man. He wants to make the decision he thinks is best. He doesn't want to always depend on Alfred, always go to Alfred. I think he wants to know everything before he makes his decision, before he decides if it's best to tell Alfred. And let's be real, he knows Alfred. He knows that if he tells them too soon, there's a chance he's going to act a certain way, and that's going to undermine everything. I think, Uthred trusts himself enough to make the right decisions, at least from his point of view. He's like, if I know everything that's going on, and I know all the facts, I can make my decision. And then if I think the best thing to do is to talk to Alfred, I'll do it. But Alfred sees this and he's like, well, you're clearly not serving me as your king.
Well,
which is true.
Yeah.
Which is true.
Unfortunately, doing so kind of proves that he's not trustworthy. Sorry, yeah.
Well, yeah, sort of. Uthred is acting like a man with his own, ideas, with his own passions, with his own volonté, with his own will, and Alfred wants someone who serves him. has technically, I mean, he's got that right, being king, but I think he's expecting too much from
But I
Uthred.
mean, if your own daughter, if Stepa, like you're one of your most trustworthy warriors, and
Leofric before him.
Leofric, Oda Senior, everybody except your wife, tell you that they trust Uthred with their life. Maybe you should do the same. Who knows?
Last season he accepted
Because you
that.
know what? I think that he should try and see the fact that he needs Uthred. He can trust Uthred as a sign that God sent him, that you can live together.
We might get there.
You
Yeah.
can work together.
We might get there if, now he's surrounding himself with people that want to betray him. So if they betray him and Uthred is the one that saves them, we might again change ideas. Last season it was sort of the same thing. Like we were left alone and the people that were supposed to save us basically left them behind.
Yes, but
And Uthred saved him, and he kind of justified it with Uthred's words. I might be a pagan and stuff, but I ended up on your path. So who's to say that your God did not put me on your path? And now he's thinking, I allowed this to happen. I followed him. I have him at my side. I do, I ask him for advice. And he's starting to doubt, like, what if I made a mistake? Because he's still seeing that, despite the trust he gave him, Uthred is not changing. But I think Alfred is a bit paranoid. I think he needs to open up a little bit when it comes to accepting that Uthred is not going to change, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, but that's a long stretch, and I'm not even sure we're ever going to get there when it comes to religion. But, if he doesn't do anything...
Did you need to have a really, really long talk with something to drink on the side? Try to open up what they're thinking, their fears, their worries. Maybe try to open up their mind.
I mean, as I said,
accepting each other is a start.
they both, have good points, but what I'm afraid of is that the more it goes on, the less Uthred really wants to serve Alfred. He's really starting to hate this environment.
Of course he should.
Yeah, and Alfred is so lost. Yes, he does need to talk to Uthred, and I think he needs to start to see him as a man rather than the follower of his gods. Don't judge him on his religion. Judge him on his actions, what he did for you, what he's been doing, and what he's brought you. In that case, then we need to talk about why he's kept everything secret, and Uthred kind of needs to open up a little more about Alfred, because and same thing, what I said about Alfred towards Uthred applies to Uthred towards Alfred. Uthred needs to understand that Alfred is a man who needs, affirmation, confirmation that you're following him. He needs to be reassured because he's got a kingdom to rule. It's not easy. He's already stressed about his daughter, and the wars and everything. Yeah. He doesn't need anything more than that. And he keeps doing stuff that Alfred, when he learns about this, he's like, why did I not know about this shit? I should know. This is my kingdom. And if you act in a kingdom, you're basically, he's an alderman of Wessex. Every time he does something, it's in Alfred's name.
Yeah.
So there's the fear of being betrayed.
I mean, even if he didn't ask permission to go into Daneland at first, once it was done, he should have come to Alfred and told him what happened. At least that.
But then, like I said, I think Uthred, he wants to learn everything. He wants to know every fact before he makes a decision, considering he knew that if he talked to Alfred first, Alfred would never allow him to go there, or basically Alfred would take off the mask because he wants peace, and he doesn't really think the same as Uthred, and Uthred knows that, so he's like, if I tell him anything, he'll do something that will end us, put us in the trap that they created for us, or it will strip me of my chance to discover what's going on and actually win here. So, first time I think, 2 episodes ago? 1 episode? Last episode?
Which one?
When he came to his hall, I think it was last episode.
Last episode.
Yeah. And he was talking about, we need to keep the peace and everything, and Uthred is like, no, we should attack. It's not the first time we had a conversation like this.
The Danes are not ready for peace.
No.
They're not ready yet.
Uthred understands this. But Alfred has his ideals and his future plans and stuff, his plans for the future. So he's kind of blinding himself to the truth and that's dangerous. So I think that's kind of why Uthred is doing things on his own mostly. But that's not looking good from Alfred's point of view.
All right.
Ah, boy, if only they talked. But then it's not easy. People change, people are afraid, people get paranoid, and when you have a lot of responsibilities on your shoulders, it's even worse. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, it was a long conversation. Wow. I think.
Yeah, just a bit.
Yeah. We will end this here, because we're going to have the consequences of that fight that wasn't really a fight next episode.
I really hope that the girls are fine.
Yeah, me too. I think, like I said, Alfred's daughter is going to be fine for sure.
But what about Tura?
I don't know. That's the one I'm most afraid about.
Baby, I know that you're worried about Tura, but please, shut up.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this episode with us. If you want to see the next episode right away, it is on Patreon already. You can check it out. The link is in the description below.
And if you don't, the next one should be on YouTube next week. So
Yes.
we're gonna see you then, guys.
Bye.